Hello and welcome back to Digital Assets Daily. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are in your corner of the world. Today we're doing an interview with Dee Duncan from Pundi X. He is also the CEO and founder of BTC King, a world pay partner, Pax Technologies partner, and fintech enthusiast. All right, guys, now we're going to get right into this interview with Dee Duncan. Let's give everybody an introduction. Hey guys, welcome back to Digital Asset Daily. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are in your corner of the world. Today we're doing an interview with Dee Duncan. He is the CEO and founder of BTC King.us with the WorldPay partner and Pax Technology partner. He is also with Pundi X. So we're going to have a discussion today with him, get a little insight from somebody who's on the inside. I'm going to let Dee dive in and tell a little bit about himself, and then we'll get this thing going.
It's a pleasure to be here with you today, and Digital Assets Daily. It's truly an honor to be here within the community. And my name is Dee Duncan, founder of BTC King. We are a contactless payment solution provider for the United States and some other countries that we're doing some projects in. But our goal is to help America reopen safely, providing contactless payment solutions with the Pax A920. It's truly a very high-tech and innovative piece of equipment that allows for transactions to be processed safely without having to contact the surface of the device. It offers Google Pay, Samsung Pay, and Apple Pay services, along with the XPOS software loaded on the A920. So in all, you have a all-in-one solution that does Visa, MasterCard, EMV, chip and PIN, wallet payments, and cryptocurrency all under one roof. This is truly innovative, never been done at this level, at this scale, and truly thankful for the partnerships with WorldPay, Pax, and Pundi X to bring this all to pass.
So if I understand correctly, this literally is groundbreaking, the first time ever been done on blockchain. Is that correct?
That's correct, yeah.
Wow, yeah. It's pretty amazing. Even just hearing you describe that there, it's already a little bit, it seems a little more integrated and like a little bigger than it appears on the surface.
Sure, yeah. You know, I think I really love what the team does. Very quiet in most cases, just working very hard and tirelessly to innovate and bring sound things to the marketplace. And you know, when you're in the payments industry, people don't readily understand that you're dealing with big companies, and big companies, even though you're a fintech company like Pundi X, are not as agile. So things, processes, agreements, things of those natures take a little bit longer to get through, but at the end of the day, it always comes through. Longer.
Yeah, we've noticed on the other side, you know, investors or just following up on the technology side, that it does take a little bit longer than I think people expect and what they're familiar with, what they're used to. And it seems like the delays and the hurdles that you guys have to overcome being on the other side of things, I'm sure you guys want it probably faster than everyone else, but it's just a process of business. It's just how it is with the delays that you're going through.
I mean, you imagine you have a disrupting technology, and it's very disruptive. Everybody knows who you are, and you have to go through multi-billion-dollar corporations' legal departments to get approval to have your solution available here in the United States. That's a daunting task in this environment, you know. But the reality of it is, it's here, it's done, and very happy to bring it forward, especially during a time of crisis that we're experiencing. So we just want to help, you know, with America being open safely and giving business owners options and tools to cater to the local community. And so that's the spirit in which we're doing this in, and it's certainly a pleasure to do it.
Hearing you say that, the first thought that comes to mind, so you're pretty much running the U.S. distribution side of this. As far as, we see, again, we're on the opposite side of you. We hear that the U.S. regulations is the most stringent. It's the most stiff regulations. Those are the biggest hurdles that you guys seem to have to go through on the fintech side, or the monetary, the remittance, etc. Side of the business, which we don't. A lot of people here, they're not used to international business or international connections, which you guys may be able to streamline much faster on a global scale. But then you come to the US, where a lot of the money the finance can be made, on an extreme level. But then you have the regulations you have to wait for.
Exactly.
So it's pretty much, it is exactly as it seems then.
Yes. In January, I actually had the opportunity very unique opportunity to meet with one of the SEC commissioners, Hester Pierce. And
okay.
That was a very interesting conversation, to talk with her and get her lens on how government is seeing fintech and blockchain technologies, and what the things that they look for as far as being legal versus not, and understanding that whole dance was very eye-opening for me.
In a positive way or a neutral way, or?
A very positive way, because you always want to make sure that you're doing things properly, right? And she was able to give some good suggestion on what to look out for. And, just to understand, I've never talked to an SEC commissioner before. So just to understand that world at ground zero from a person that does it every day was very, very refreshing to understand the whole process.
I can imagine. On the research side of things that we do for the show, we see a lot of Hester Pierce seems to be an extreme proponent for digital assets, the U.S. digital dollar. How do you see that helping, or in my mind, I should say, I see it helping more for what your side of the fintech world is?
Yeah, I mean, Hester Pierce, she's definitely an open door for the blockchain and fintech world, and she's advocating on our behalf in DC to kind of loosen up some of the regs, if you will. And the reality of it is, without over speaking, blockchain and crypto, if you look at the coin market cap of cryptocurrency, is sub $300 billion, right? The stock market is trillions of dollars. So, you're a regulator. Where are you going to spend most of your budget towards? You're going to go towards the bigger fish.
Makes sense.
So some of this stuff, until it gets north of $1 trillion market cap, won't necessarily pass through the regulatory landscape with the SEC. That's what I understand.
So the $1 trillion mark seems to be like the eye-catching number that they're looking for.
Yeah.
Okay, so there'll probably be a little bit more delay.
What I was told, but that's just after being there and understanding how it all works. That's my personal opinion.
That makes sense, because we kind of were guessing, as far as doing research, kind of guessing about what it would take. And we were thinking that was a magic number, because we've gone up and we got a little attention, got a little media as far as the industry, the crypto digital asset industry. And then when we started getting high, that's when they started getting attention. Like, how can we get involved,
Exactly. Yep.
So how long have you been with Pundi?
I've been with them for just over a year-ish.
Okay.
Yeah. So We came to market with the standard point of sale, and some people really like the model, and they still do, and it works great. And while we are in North America, and payments industry here is about $2 trillion in volume every year. That's what passes through the point of sales community every year is a $2 trillion volume. And most of that, I would say 90% of that volume is Visa, MasterCard, American Express, Discover. So until we had a situation that spoke to those needs, it was okay, let's figure out what partnerships we need to go after to make that happen type of situation. So I spent the better part of a year formalizing those partnerships, and here we are today.
So hearing that, the first thought that comes to mind is like the, for example, what is the new model? It's the PAX A920. Is that
Correct.
the model?
Yes, sir.
Is that something that's going to be connected to like Visa, MasterCard, American Express?
It is.
It already is.
Yes.
Oh, okay. That's something I was unaware of too. That's very good.
Yeah. With these, I have the device here, and these devices are already processing, debit and credit card transactions, contactless payment transactions. So,
okay.
Device here, and it's very small, but very powerful. You can do everything from this device, and we are shipping already here in the U.S.
That was going to be my next question. Is it available to companies in the U.S.? And who would use that as far as, like Gap, Old Navy, Banana Republic, something like that? Can they use that in their businesses today?
Absolutely, they could. And, any type of college or university, it would be great on campus. We're talking hospitality is really good with this type of tool, grocery stores, liquor stores, any merchant or retail environment that you have traditional payments, this sits well in. And so restaurants as well. So, yeah.
Wow. I already learned a lot today that I was unaware of. So that's exciting. Another question too, because I have few friends over in the APAC region. One of the things we had a discussion, like a private conversation, just chatting, and they mentioned this because they're also a new investor as well. Obviously, I've been invested in Pundi X for a few years. I'm a fan. I love the whole, they stepped into and their digital technology with their POS, and then you have the BOB. The BOB. Yeah. If you don't mind, after I finish this question, if you don't mind kind of explaining the two for our audience, because a lot of people, even though you and I have been here for a little bit of time, there's a lot of new people coming into the space, and then a lot of people in the XRP and like the XLM, et cetera, communities you've heard about Pundi X through our channel, and we'd like to explain that so that they're aware of the two groundbreaking things, I should say, that Pundi X is offering that no other company has offered for the entire blockchain community. And I think that's pretty exciting and impressive to me.
Yeah. So if I understand your question correctly, you want me to talk about Bob?
Yes. And then you can explain really quick the difference between the two for like a new investor or someone new to the technology, or potentially even a new client. And that's another question I'll add to that. I don't mean to make it too long. I'll stop there. But if somebody if they're interested, can they contact you and to get set up for their businesses? Absolutely.
Yes. The answer to that is yes. With Bob is an acronym short for Block on Block. It is the world's first blockchain-based phone. And what that means is, for a user, you have a phone that has a dual mode. It's Android based. You have your traditional mode that has your regular Android based applications like Facebook, Instagram, Cash App, whatever you use normally on an Android environment, those apps are there. Then you switch over to the Function X side of the house, also known as the blockchain side of the house, to where all the data that's aggregated on that side of the phone is secure and kept under the ownership of the user by seed phrase or 24 word seed phrase. And so because it's on a blockchain, every text message, every phone call, every photo, video, web browsers, all kept on the blockchain away from data providers. And so with that ability, you have the right as the owner of that data to grant access to those data points instead of just freely giving it away like we do now with the phones that we have with Samsung or Apple. We have choices on the blockchain side of the house. So what's unique about that is it's never been done before. You've never had a phone that's completely on the blockchain, right? So to my understanding, Bob is a proof of concept model phone to prove that this is actually viable in the marketplace. And what Pundi X is looking for is actually a manufacturer relationship where they license out the software to a big manufacturer so that they're not responsible for manufacturing hardware. They just want to stay with what they do, which is innovating.
No, that makes sense. And that's amazing. That really is impressive. How many languages are in the system? Do you know that off the top of your head?
They've done a lot of work. So most of the main languages from Spanish to German to Cantonese, Chinese, those are the ones that that come to mind as far as languages are concerned. Obviously English, those basically the dominant languages have been converted into the local text.
So as far as the point of sale, so that's available, and you said it's available in the US. And then how about the Bob? Is that something that's officially out or to be released?
It is out. You can they started taking orders at the beginning of first quarter of this year, towards the tail end of last year. And so you can actually still place orders for the Bob phone. You can simply send Pundi X an inquiry on their website, pundix.com, and say, hey, I want to buy a Bob phone, and someone will contact you with the way to purchase the phone. Yeah.
Okay, and then the Bob phone would also function here in the US as well.
Globally.
Excellent. Globally. Okay. That's pretty amazing. How many countries are currently using it globally as far as the point of sale or Bob, either or?
We're in Latin America, down in Venezuela, in Brazil, Argentina. We're in Europe and Spain. Had offices in UK, but those are no longer. So I would say all in all, I think around the site says 30 countries around the world.
Wow, that's good.
We are, yeah.
That's exciting. What's the list price on either of those for if someone is interested as a consumer or as a business? Sure.
So for the Bob phone, those are $499, I believe. It's either $499 or $599. And these devices are $450 each. Okay. And you get a subscription, a merchant account with WorldPay along with the purchase of this. And our partner WorldPay will call you as a business owner and sign you up under them to run all the payments. And that also includes e-commerce. So it's a bundle suite solution that provides everything that you need to run your business successfully.
And then as well, if anyone's interested again on the purchase side as a consumer, maybe the Bob phone or as like the retail side of the point of sale, and they can just contact you for the US market.
Correct.
Okay, then what we'll do for sure for anyone who's interested in this as a product, as a consumer, whether you have a business or whether you're just interested in the phone, what we're going to do is in the description below of this video, we're going to include Dee's link.
Yes.
So you can contact him and let him know that you're interested in his product as well. So he's in the market. If you're in the U.S. territory, feel free to contact him. I'm sure he could probably get you in the right direction, or to still deal with you if you're global too.
Yeah. And, for the listeners that may not be familiar with the XPOS or the technology behind it, description is you have a point of sales device that does your standard form of payments with debit and credit cards and wallets. And imagine going into the store and being able to buy, you're at a coffee shop and you're being able to buy Bitcoin while you're there at the coffee shop. And the coffee shop is also accepting cryptocurrency. So you can use a little bit of your crypto there to purchase goods and services inside of the store and without having to leave. And so this is the pinnacle, if you will, of crypto adoption, is being able to have ways for people to access the ecosystem at easy points of entry with these point of sales devices. So that is the core solution of the XPOS and the point of sales system.
Also, too, a question is, did I read it correctly that it will still sync online and offline if you're still purchasing using like blockchain, cryptocurrencies, digital assets?
True. You have with both models, the XPOS standard and also the X A920, both of those have SIM card trays on the inside of them where the battery host is. And so you can plop in a data card in there if you don't have access to Wi-Fi, and it'll pick up the signal and you'll still be able to do transactions.
That's excellent.
Yeah. So that's cool to be able to have constant connection no matter where you are, as long as you have some type of data point. Also note that Pundi X has built their testnet. It is out.
Nice.
The FunctionX testnet is out. You can go to functionx.io/testnet and just test out the mobile app on your iOS or your Android device, and work with the validator delegation tools that they have, and also FunctionX Cloud, which allows for you to create your own tool set to build dApps and all types of different things. That is also out, and once mainnet is up and running, these devices will be connected to the FunctionX blockchain, and it'll be the first time in the world that you have a point of sale system that all payments are on the blockchain.
Wow. That's exciting.
Yeah.
That's one thing that always caught my attention in researching, even as an investor.
Sure.
They're doing something that has never been done before. They are the originator, the innovator, the creator of this first technology on the blockchain.
Yes.
As well, period.
Great time to be alive. I would say, with DeFi doing what it's doing, and companies like Pundi X and many others that is doing amazing things, and truly would like to see how we could get them on the device, because we share the same do remittance and help people do cross-border payments and all of those things. But this is a great time to be in the fintech blockchain ecosystem for sure.
How many different do you know? I don't want to catch you off guard. How many different like assets can it process through? Does it accept?
So it accepts Bitcoin, DAI, Ethereum, our own token, NPXS, Binance Coin, KuCoin shares, Kyber Networks, Digix DAO. You have NIM, QDM, US Tether, which is crypto, Engine Coin, and XDB are to name a few. So like 19 different apps. And that's another cool function of the XPOS, is that we can list any blockchain on the device. And so that's going to be exciting going forward.
So it can continue adding multiple different currencies, and they'll probably expand as they continue to, grow throughout their expansion.
Yes.
Any surprises for 2020 or 2021 that we're allowed to know about?
The mainnet release is going to come out, and it's going to open up a lot of different opportunities. So if you're a developer, cruise over to functionx.io and start playing with the developer tools. There's a lot that's going to come along with the mainnet that hasn't been done before. So definitely keep your eyes out on that. You never know with Pundi X, you pop up one day and there's a big announcement of another partnership. So I'm sure that we'll see something in the works later on in the year. They always job of keeping things close to the vest until the very end. And so just be on the lookout for the next partnership. If it's, sometime this year or going into the first quarter of next year, we're definitely going to see some surprises, I anticipate.
Excellent. Anything you'd like to talk about as far as BTC King, or is it kind of covered in what we discussed in the intro?
Really, we're here to help traditional businesses and also the blockchain community. If you have like a Bitcoin center somewhere, or you're doing an education hub, fintech hub here in the United States, and you want to be able to accept cryptocurrency, we can help you with that. We also help crypto exchanges this is a separate business away from Pundi X, to help them facilitate bank accounts and things of that nature, just to stabilize, the ecosystem here for crypto exchanges and fintech companies legally with 100% documentation. So those are some of the things that BTC King does, is just really bring holistic solution to the space to help out the ecosystem and move things forward progressively.
Awesome. That sounds excellent. I don't want to take up too much more of your time. I know you're busy, but I would love to have you, as time progresses on and more things come out with your company or with Pundi X, and maybe get you back on the show and give us some current updates.
Yes, sir. It was truly an honor. Thank you again so much for having me on the show. And again, thank you, all of you, for your support and most importantly, your patience.
Yeah, and we appreciate you, man. Again, thanks for your time. All right, guys, we're going to have him back on somewhere down the road in the future and get some more updates. And again, Dee, we appreciate your time.
Sir, thank you.
All right, we'll talk to you again soon.
Thank you.
Remember, this is not financial advice. It is for entertainment purposes only. And we'll catch you in the next one.